Hi everybody, and welcome to another A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as He's Me, and I am from ReverseTubes.com as well as the Speakeasy Podcast. And this time we are looking at the Seven Deadly Sins, Chapter 56, Unholy Night. And the Roar of Dawns, they've got the head of the beast they were supposed to kill, and so they're all kind of chatting a little distance away, and they asked the question I thought of, which was, why did Grouther let this thing into his armor? So we learned that basically these Dawn Roars are pretty inquisitive. They seem to be questioning HQ and the orders they've given, and apparently they're old Holy Knights. They're not these new guys who have the demon blood. They seem to be old school guys. So I wonder if some point in time some of these guys might turn tail, especially because they seem to be asking a lot of questions, not out loud, not outside the group, but a lot of questions that might get them in trouble down the line. And we see one of them kind of just listening in. So we'll see what happens. But definitely, once again, setting these guys up to be people that are not just gonna die in a chapter or two, but at least one or two of them should be around for a while. And then we jump back to the fight, and this monster's actually pretty cool. All its fingers have individual fists that can fight. It almost kind of reminds me of that like Chuck Norris thing where there's just a fist under his beard. Yeah, under each of their fingers is another fist. And apparently it can also do elemental attacks. It spits out some ice to take care of kings like Moss Creature. And it also has some poison acid. And, it fights pretty good. There's a little back and forth. Obviously not going to go down easy. And so eventually they realize that, they're going to have to step up their game. So the commander, Melodus, takes a sword, and apparently he can kind of channel it with energy, probably demon energy. And, but yeah, this shadowy energy. And starts hacking at the beast, and maybe is about to kill it when it basically pleads with him to, spare it. And, they know it at one point was a human, so Melodus is kind of hesitant to land the killing blow, which almost gets him seriously injured if Ban wasn't around. And so I'm kind of curious, are they going to find a way to undo this? Or is it just going to be one of those things where, they're going to try their best, not to do any harm, but eventually they're going to have to put this thing down, if for nothing else to put this guy out of, or guys, I'm thinking it's multiple knights that got made into this abomination. But yeah, put these guys down, or are they going to find some way to undo this? But it's a good little scene, if nothing else, to show that Melodus does have a bit of a soft side to him. Definitely not just a hardened killer. And once again, a little more Grouther. He runs off at the beginning, but only so he can take the kid he was serving to safety, which gives a little more. Once again, that while he's very mechanical and analytical, it doesn't mean that he isn't a good guy or that he isn't a thoughtful person. It It's just he's not one of those people to give, king impassioned speeches, or, kind of have that Matt from Wheel of Time kind of smarminess that, but charming smarmy that Ban has. So, I'm kind of curious to see how he fights when he fights. All we've seen him really do is catch an arrow. So I'm kind of curious, when push comes to shove, if they have to take this thing down, how's he going to do that? I'm also kind of curious what his sacred weapon is, and if he lost it, kind of like the other guys, because he seems responsible, but maybe circumstances took away his sacred weapon, as opposed to the other guys who were more like, whoopsie, I guess we should be more responsible. But the end shifts back to Liz, and an interesting scene is she gets a knock at the bar, having recovered, and it's Kane, who I knew was coming back. There was no way that guy wasn't coming back, because he served with Meliodas, and then that town got destroyed, and I knew eventually he was going to find out that Meliodas had demon blood in him, and that probably, not voluntarily, but accidentally, when his demon self got awakened, that town got destroyed. And so I knew that guy was going to pop up again and learn the truth, but I didn't really think it would be this early. I figured it would be like a story arc or two away, but especially with this monster being so tough, I wonder if it might accidentally make Meliodas Hulk out, which would tell Kane that, oh no, Meliodas is the guy who destroyed the town. But man, I kind of wish Diane was in it. Not just we just get a butt shot of her waiting, wondering what everybody's doing. But Oh, and he does seem to recognize that Elizabeth is the princess. So that's probably also going to be another interesting complication. Oh well. Good chapter. Started a good fight, but had some other side material, so it isn't all just punchy kicky. Alright, see you guys in chapter 57.